find that in Bangkok, the students are the boss. Students are the boss. Watoto ndio kusema. Yeah, so if the students say they don't need you as a teacher, maybe that will be the end of you in that school, and that will be the end of you and your contract. And an English-speaking country is a very difficult country to take your child, because when I compare the level of education in Kenya, I can say it's a bit higher. So personally, I would prefer maybe my child to learn in Kenya than taking him or her to abroad, maybe in another country, but not in Bangkok. Or any other country that does not speak English. I found that so many female are outside there struggling to make ends meet. Yeah, in comparison to the number of men. Yeah, you find that ladies are really struggling, because an agent booked for me, and my return ticket is another flight company. So it doesn't make sense. How can you book going abroad with Ethiopian Airline, and then an agent is booking for you with Qatar Airline? You see, fill your heart with regrets of yesterday and fear for tomorrow. You will have no today to be grateful for.
Midea TV, spilling the tea, setting the trends.
Now, given an opportunity to go abroad and work as a teacher, would you quickly grab it, or you'll take some time thinking before you pick it? Many Kenyans today are relying on green card to realize their dream of working abroad, as the government also continues to hunt for jobs in foreign countries to bridge the unemployment gap in the country. But do you know what it is like to work abroad? Joining us today is a young Kenyan woman, Alina B, who has worked in Thailand, Bangkok for 2 years as a teacher. She details her experience, and you know what she says? In Bangkok, watoto ndio kusema. Kama watoto hawakupendi for whatever reason, you are as good as already sacked. And you know what? She left the country as a tourist. Hakuwa na plan ati sijui anaenda kufanya nini. Atatuambia what motivated that move. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me present to you my guest. Right from Bangkok to Kenya, Alina B. Mambo vipi?
Poa sana.
Umekuaje?
Oh, nimekuwa poa. I'm okay. What about you?
I'm also good. And thank you so much for gracing us this time and sharing your story with us.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bangkok imekuaje?
Yeah, Bangkok si mbaya. Yeah.
And I just want us to get directly into your story.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide it's time to leave Kenya and go search for greener pastures abroad?
Oh, okay. Personally, I just felt like changing the environment, and then maybe having more exposure, such kind of, because sometimes unakaa kwa environment moja sana until you are like, I need to move, you see. So it just came into my mind like, I just need to move out of this country and maybe make more steps. Yeah.
And how was life for you in Kenya, before you decided, you know what, I am going to Bangkok?
Okay, actually, I can't say that it was that bad or that good. But you see, when you are in one position and then useme tu umesoma kidogo, then uko na connection, then you feel like, let me go outside and maybe advance. Maisha yangu ikuwe more advanced, and then maybe nipate pesa zangu, something like that. Yeah.
Does it mean na uko unapata pesa zako hapa Kenya, and what did you study?
Okay, I am an independent woman, as I can say. I don't depend on pesa za watu.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know, when given that opportunity, maybe ukipata that opportunity to go abroad, who will never do that? Yeah. Everybody will want to grab that opportunity. So actually, I didn't even think of going to Bangkok. But you see, when you are here and you have not gone to a place, you don't know how that place looks like. You don't know the disadvantages and the advantages that are there until you reach on the ground, right? Yeah, so when I went there, There are so many challenges on the ground, and there are so many advantages on the ground also. Yeah.
Before we go to the challenges, the benefits and your experience in Thailand, maybe paint for us a picture. Ulipataje connection ya kuingia Bangkok, Thailand?
Actually, I don't know how to put this, but personally, I just have that going abroad by myself. Like, I was like, let me do this. So I just started doing my paperwork, everything. But then I had a cousin who is in the UK. So she was the one guiding me, do this, do this. There is also an interview called IELTS. So she's the one who registered for me. She was the one guiding me in everything. So, and then on the process, there was also a niece, my niece, who was also in Bangkok. So my niece was like, Auntie, you can come. Meanwhile, as you are waiting to go to the UK. Yeah, meanwhile, as you wait, instead of just being in Kenya and you have all your paperwork, everything, you can come over. So I was like, okay, so what can I come and do there? What is the major work that I can do there? Then she was like, maybe you can teach, because that is the major job that Africans here are doing. And I was like, okay, so that is how I went.
Okay, you were told you can go to Bangkok and be a teacher.
Yeah.
Which course did you pursue?
I did a diploma in teaching. Yeah. And I also did part of nursing, like caregiving, guidance and counseling, health-related sciences. Yeah, I'm not so new, like I did part of it. So I also did teaching.
So basically,
So when she told me that I can go and do teaching, it was so easy for me because it's a field that I've done. Yeah.
so basically, you are a qualified teacher.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
going to Bangkok. You went to visit your niece.
She called me. She told me that before I go to, as I was still waiting to join my cousin in the UK and to proceed with my nursing, whatever, she told me to join her first because this one of Bangkok was a bit taking long. Of the UK, it was a bit taking long. Yeah.
So how did you land into teaching in Thailand?
In Thailand, when you go there, as I've told you, I'm a teacher by profession. So when you go there, you just look for a school, and then by good luck, if you get a school, you just proceed with your teaching career. Yeah.
So how long did it take you from the time you left Kenya? How long did it take you to get a school? And is the process that easy for someone who wants to go to Thailand and become a teacher?
Okay, process is not that easy because there's nothing that comes easy. Yeah, and then in Thailand, when you go there, they normally have 2 semesters. So it depends which month have you gone there. So like in my case, I went there in late January, early February. Was it? I think it was in February. So it took me like 3 months before I could get a job because of that period. You find that they were almost closing. The semester was almost coming to an end. So it is not very easy for you to get a chance somewhere. So you have to wait until May. The month of May is when they resume back to classes, is when maybe you can find a job. Yeah. So it depends with the month, and then also it depends with the luck. Maybe when you get there, maybe in February or in March, and then maybe you can find, maybe there is a chance in a certain school. Yeah, you can grab that. Yeah.
So you got a chance after 3 months?
Yeah, let me just say after 3 months. Yeah.
And how do you compare teaching in Bangkok and teaching in Kenya?
Okay, teaching in Bangkok has a lot of challenges in comparison to teaching in Kenya because, you know, Kenya is my motherland. We know how to go about it. But now this one is a foreign country. You are a visitor there. You are going to encounter some difficulties zenye hukukuwa nazo Kenya. We were not experiencing in Kenya before. Yeah, so it is a bit challenging, as I can say. Yeah.
Okay, paint for us a picture. How is it handling students, pupils in that land?
As I've told you, it's not easy. Yeah, but you have to persevere because so long as you've gone abroad and it's very expensive to go, by the way. For you just to take a flight and go outside the country, it's not an easy job. So you have to persevere with your work. Yeah, so just as I've told you that it's a bit challenging, you find that in Bangkok, the students are the boss. Students are the boss, watoto ndio kusema. Yeah, so if the students say they don't need you as a teacher, maybe that will be the end of you in that school, and that will be the end of you and your contract.
They
so,
don't have to give a reason why they don't like you.
Basically not necessary. Like wanaweza sema tu they don't love teacher Alina, just like that. They don't love teacher Roslyn. Yeah, and that's the end of it.
And are you allowed to like discipline them? Can you cane them? Can you?
Yeah, so that is the major challenge, because in Bangkok, or let me say students that are not from your country, especially in Bangkok, they don't deserve to be caned or to be disciplined. Yeah, the way we do it in Kenya or in Africa. Yeah, so there's a big difference. Yeah, the moment you will try to punish a student in Bangkok, that will be the end of it.
Okay, so how do you correct them when they make a mistake?
Okay, your work as a teacher, as a foreign teacher, is to plead with them. They don't do your homework, you have to plead with her or with him to do the homework. Yeah, and by the end of the day, a parent or the school, as a fraternity, they want to see the performance, you see. So you are like, how is my English language, or how am I going to perform this, or how am I going to deliver as a teacher if the students are negative? Yeah, so it's the teacher to bend low. It's you as a teacher to bend low and beg these students to do whatever you want to do. So by you bending low, you have to bring them closer to you. You have to be so friendly. You have to be so like loyal. You have to be on their knees always. You have to be on your knees like, please do this. If you do this, I'll do for you this. You see? Yeah, because in most cases you find that we use the projector or the computers, the laptops. So sometimes you are teaching maybe a topic in English, and then she's like, or they're like, they want to watch movies. And the lesson is going on, and they are telling you, please put for us a certain movie that they know. So for you as a teacher to proceed with your lesson and see that it's successful, you have to bend low, you have to be friendly with them, you have to finish your lesson, is when you will put for them that movie later. But raising your voice to them like, no, the lesson is going on and I can't do that. Some of them just start crying. And the teacher will come and you will be called in the office like, you are manipulating them, you are mistreating them, you are doing what? You are harassing them, and that will be the end of you.
Make me understand.
Yeah, so it's not easy, by the way.
Make me understand. Were you teaching primary school kids, high school, or?
I was teaching primary. Yeah, but when you go there, whether you are a qualified secondary teacher or a primary teacher, so long as you can get a chance anywhere and you are a teacher and you can deliver, you don't consider the level. Yeah, you can teach anything. So be it the beginners, the kindergarten, the primary level, the secondary level, so long as you are a teacher and you can deliver, you are not supposed to choose like, I am a secondary school teacher and therefore I cannot teach kindergarten or primary. No, because we all went there to look for money. Yeah.
So which grade were you teaching?
I was teaching from grade, from grade 2 to grade 6.
Grade 2 to 6.
Yeah.
Their subjects are similar to what we have in Kenya.
Definitely it can't be similar, because even the kind of set books they are using are not.
They are reading set books in primary.
Okay, not actually the set books as the ones we are using in Kenya, but let me say the textbooks. They are different, yeah, because the countries are also different, yeah. So everything can't be the same. Yeah, but sometimes you are allowed to make also your own topic. Yeah.
So venye watoto wanasumbua, do you get the chance to complete your syllabus within the required period of time?
You will have to. You will have to.
And sometimes they need movies, they don't want to do homework. How is that even possible?
Even if they don't need to, they don't want to do the homework, they are so playful. But the good thing is that maybe in a class you have, let's say, maybe for instance, 30 students. Not all of them will be difficult to handle. Not all of them will not like you. Maybe you will find only 10 or even 8 that are so playful to an extent that they don't want to do your homework, but you find maybe the rest of the class are just okay. Yeah. So that is the easiest part of it.
So you go with those who are willing to learn.
Okay, as a teacher, you won't say that you go with those who are ready to learn because, you know, I don't know how to put this, but you being a teacher in a classroom, you are like a mother to all these students, you see. So as a mother, you won't allow some of your children to be good, like you have to concentrate with them while you leave others behind. Yeah. So all these are your children as a mother, so you will just have to bond with them together because you will have that empathy, like now this one is doing good, this one is not doing good, so you will feel for this. Yeah.
And for the 2 years that you were there teaching, did you get a student that was so difficult to handle, they don't want to do their assignment? How do you go about that?
Many. Sometimes you even get annoyed to an extent of even hitting a student because sometimes they even use very bad languages, like abusive languages. And when I went there, normally in a school we have different departments like the disciplinary committee, something like that. So you are told that when a student misbehave maybe in this manner, you have to take him or her to a certain teacher. Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, so you hand it over to the
you hand it over to the disciplinary committee. Yeah.
And at any point did you get a class not liking you to a point of the management wanting to push you away?
In those years that I've taught, the most difficult class that I always got challenged was the grade 4. I don't know why. Almost in every school was grade 4. Grade 4s, I don't know what happened with that class. Yeah, they are so naughty, they are so noisy, they don't listen, they won't do your homework, they are in their own world. Yeah. So it was a very difficult class for me to handle in most cases and in most schools that I got. Yeah.
At any point did they report you?
Yeah, severally they did report me. They did report me, and you know the worst part of it is that when they're reporting you, you won't know. They will report you secretly. Yeah, so you will just be called, like, Teacher Alina, you are being called in the office, or you will just be rang the call. Can you come in the office? Grade 4s are complaining this and this. Can you give us a reason? So you have to have a tangible reason why this and this happened. Yeah, why you did this and this, why they don't like you, what are the challenges you are facing in that class. So the good thing on my side was that most of the schools that I went to, most of the directors from that school really loved me so much. I don't know why. So me getting fired was not an easy thing. Like, even if they reported me, the director could talk to me, and then I was not fired in any of the school. Yeah, so I just thank God for that. Yeah.
So for the entire 2 years you worked for one school?
No, you can't work for one school because there are so many challenges on the ground. Yeah, so maybe after one semester, you as a person, maybe you will also want to go to another school. Maybe one of it is because maybe the first school you got were not paying so good. So you are like, after this semester, maybe I will look for another school at your own. Not that I was, or whether you are fired or not, most of the people do change. Yeah.
So how many schools did you work for?
I worked in 2 schools.
2 schools?
Yeah. I worked in 2 schools.
Okay, based on the experience that you had
Yeah.
teaching these students for those 2 years, What would you tell somebody who wants to go to Bangkok to teach? How should they handle kids? What should they have in mind when going to teach these students?
Okay, first of all, anybody outside there that is a teacher by profession or can just deliver teaching and would want or would wish to go maybe in Bangkok, as that is the only country that I know Africans can do the teaching job. First of all, you have to do away with the African mind where children are being disciplined. You have to be forced to do this. The teacher is the boss. You have to do away with that mind. So when you go there, just go there knowing that these children are the one to control you as a teacher. You have to go there, you have to humble yourself, you have to know how to be loving, to be lively, something like that. You have to know how to bond.
And apart from children being the boss, what other challenges are you preparing them for that you faced yourself?
Oh, the challenges are so many, especially the most important challenges was the language. The language barrier, because as a country you find that the good percentage of number doesn't know English. So you have to use the Google translation, you have to use another person maybe to translate for them. Even when you are in class, sometimes it's forcing us as teachers to use Google translation, or maybe you can find one student or two that can understand English but just a little bit, so you can use them to translate for the others. But with time they get used to you, and then they also get used to the language. But now you don't use these bombastic words. You have to
like
use
Los do.
You just have to use these very simple words for them to understand. So the number one challenge and the major one was the language. And then we also had the climate, because you find that in most cases the weather was ever summer. You are even taking shower, you are sweating. Unlike in Kenya where the weather is very cool. So that's another challenge. And then another thing was the means. Before I go to the means of communication, maybe of transportation, let me talk about the food. The food, personally I didn't like it because I don't eat spices, and to them their food is full of spices. Like the way we put salt in our food is the way they put spices in their food, so the food is very bitter. So mimi huo nilikuwa nakula ile chakula ya kindergarten. So when we go for lunch, I could take the kindergarten food. Because they don't put the spices in these ones, so I could go for that one.
You've talked about the spicy food. You say wanaeka chumvi, wanaeka spices kama venye Wakenya.
Pilipili.
Kama venye Wakenya wanaeka chumvi. I don't know how Kenyans wanaeka chumvi.
Okay, yani how Kenyans put salt in a food to taste.
Okay. Talk to us about the means of transportation.
Okay, the means of transportation is that when you go there, nobody will give you a car. Unless you're working for a company that has just called you direct from Kenya, you go to that company. But if there isn't, you will have to look for your own means of going to school, going to work and coming back. And now it was so difficult for me or to other people, because you don't have a car, you have to use a taxi or you have to use a public means. Which sometimes because of time, maybe you get that you are getting late to school, so many things. And then maybe when you don't know how to drive a motorbike like me, because motorbikes were so cheap, you could have a motorbike and then you drive going to work. But now if you don't know how to drive it, that's another challenge.
There are no motorbike riders. You did it by yourself?
Not very many. They were very rare. No, getting them were not very easy. So either you have yours.
And in these schools, are you going to find, maybe by chance or by luck, you find a Kenyan there, you bond, or you're just there by yourself?
What happens there is that in most schools, they do employ one teacher per station or per school. unless it's an international school and it's a big one, maybe they can employ maybe 3 foreigners or 2. Yeah, if the school is too big, they can employ maybe 3 or 2. But then also, it wasn't necessarily that they have to employ only Kenyans. You can find your fellow African, but maybe she comes from Uganda, or he comes from Uganda, or any other part of the country. Yeah.
And you get to meet your fellows who are in Bangkok?
We do meet, like in Bangkok, we had a group of Kenyans in Bangkok. In WhatsApp group, we formed a WhatsApp group, Kenyans in Bangkok. We are about 400 and over. But you find that you can even take 2 years or even 1 year without even knowing one another physically. You just communicate over the phone because the workstations are so far. So far. So when you are here, another person is in Eldoret, another person is in Kisumu, very far. Yeah, but once in a year we had a meeting. But then also not everybody could attend the meeting. Yeah. But we just trust one another. We could do so many businesses like exchanging money. Yeah. Even if you don't know the person. We just start that trust for one another.
And right now you are back to Kenya. What pushed you back, and do you regret your stay in Thailand? And are you hoping to get back?
Okay. What made me came back to Kenya is that, first of all, you will not die in other people's country. And then eventually you will have to come see your family again. You've missed them. You feel like there are so many things you have missed. Like when we are there, we don't eat ugali. The staple food is rice. So you get tired of this rice unless umetuma mtu from Kenya, when maybe somebody's coming from Kenya to bring for you the maize flour something, or the tea leaves, something like that. Those are some of the things that are not there. And even if you find them, they are not like Kenyan. So you find you miss so many things. You miss your family, you miss your country. You feel like if my contract ends this time, I want to go to Kenya, say hi to them, and then maybe I can come back. Yeah. So that's it.
You're planning to get back?
That one now is a personal. I don't want to dig so much into it. Whether I want to go back or not, that one maybe you'll excuse me for that.
Okay, and for somebody who is right here, maybe they want to go and visit Bangkok, can you advise them to go there, and what type of jobs apart from teaching can they venture in?
Okay, apart from teaching, as I told you, I also did nursing. Getting a chance is not so easy because they would want you, first of all, to learn their language, which also takes time from 6 months to 9 months. So you will ask yourself, did I come to look for money, or did I come to learn other people's language? So you go for the one that is easier. Yeah, so what I will do, encourage those who would wish to go there, is that let them go. Whoever wants to go to Bangkok, maybe to be a teacher, proceed, go. Yeah, don't be how is it called? Dependent women.
Dependent on?
Have your own money. Be an independent person. Yeah. If you get a chance, if you can get a chance either through an agent or through friends or through anything that can make you just go outside there and make your own money, please proceed. Yeah. And then you've asked me if I do regret me going outside. Okay. What I can say is that I don't regret. Yeah. However much challenges I encountered on the ground, I don't regret, because what I usually tell myself is that regrets never build, but they drag people from development. So the moment you fill your heart with regrets of yesterday and fear for tomorrow, you will have no today to be grateful for. Yeah, so in any way, I don't regret doing anything in life or even going to Bangkok, because it has some advantages, a lot of it. Yeah, so I won't regret. I can't regret. Yeah.
Like, what major advantage do you get when staying there compared to somebody we see in Kenya?
Okay, first of all, definitely you love a traveling history. At least you've traveled abroad. You are exposed.
Really?
Yeah, sure. You know so many things because, for instance, unapata like somebody has never gone somewhere. You have never taken a flight. You have never boarded a flight to go somewhere. You don't know how the flight looks like, what they do inside there. You're just hearing stories. I am different, or you are different with this person who has gone. You see? So, yeah. So there's these two, and then you have a lot of experience. You are exposed. Yeah. And then when you go there, also. As I say, you have a traveling history,
yeah.
and then you also get more connection with people. You know, when you are on the ground, you are like, oh, so this one is done this way. Oh, so this one is. So you learn so many things in comparison to someone who has not traveled. Yeah.
Umeenda ng'ambo.
Yeah. And then it brings another name like Menda Ngambo, you just know. Yeah, so such things.
And can you advise somebody maybe akienda aende na mtoto wake, you go and have your child learn in Bangkok? How do you compare the quality of education there and here in Kenya?
Okay, first of all, and an English-speaking country is a very difficult country to take your child, because when I compare the level of education in Kenya, I can say it's a bit higher. So personally, I would prefer maybe my child to learn in Kenya than taking him or her to abroad, maybe in another country, but not in Bangkok. Or any other country that does not speak English. Yeah.
The main language is the Thai language.
Yeah, the Thai language is there, just like mother tongue. Yeah, because you know, in every country, they for example, in Kenya, we have our main language, that is Swahili and English, right? So when a visitor came maybe from Nigeria, from Malawi, from any other part of the country that visits Kenya, if you don't know that this is not a Kenyan, you will approach him or her in Swahili, you see? And then to him it will be a challenge because he doesn't know how to speak Swahili. Yeah. So it is the same when you go to Bangkok, you will find that their main language is Thai. Yeah. So that's why they always need teachers to teach them to learn English as a language, so that also their country can be speaking English as a language. Yeah.
And you went there as a visitor. You never had an agent taking you there. Would you advise somebody also to take the same route you took, or should they go through the agent? Which one is easy and cheaper?
Oh, I don't know, but I think the agent is a bit expensive, because you find that most agents that are on the ground, they are also doing it as a business, you see. Yeah, so for instance, you find that going to Bangkok, if you come from Kenya, maybe you can use I'm not saying the actual price, allow me not to do that. Let's say, for instance, you can use maybe 500,000, and then you find an agent who will tell you that when I take you to Bangkok and you find a job there, maybe you will give me 800,000. You see? So the figure is not like accurate, because when you reach on the ground, you will find that things are different. So the money that the agent took from you was just too much that maybe you could not afford by then. So most people don't do with agents, but still most people also do with agents. But these agents are, I don't know how I can say, most of them are not trustworthy. Yeah, because just recently when I was traveling back, I met so many Africans and most of them were deported back. It was so painful because somebody's telling you her story like an agent booked for me and my return ticket is another flight company. So it doesn't like make sense. Like, how can you book going abroad with Ethiopian Airline, and then an agent is booking for you with Qatar Airline, you see? So you have to have the same return ticket. If it is Ethiopian Airline you used, it is the same Ethiopian Airline you are supposed to use when coming back. So because you don't know, you don't have any exposure about this, or experience about this, you don't know. The agent will cheat you. Now when you reach on the ground, the embassy will be like, no, it can't work that way. So in that case, you are finding that you are trying to call your agent, she or he is not picking up your call. You are stranded on the street, you don't know what to do. The only option is to be deported back. Yeah, so to some extent, maybe I can say, if you have maybe a friend or a relative that is already on the ground and can get hold of your hands and maybe pass you through there, I think that could be the easiest way. Yeah.
And somebody might be asking outside there, I know they're watching and they're like, this beautiful lady seated right here,
Yeah.
akona mtu ama tunaweza
Oh, me having somebody that is my personal life. Yeah, that is, and then as ladies you will be approached with so many people.
So ni kila mtu ajitetee.
Kila mtu ajitete. Yeah, because we believe in somebody who has married you. Like in my culture, like in Luo customary law, we believe on cows. Somebody who has brought cows to your father, to your mother. That is now somebody whom you can say, now this is my husband, this is my so and so, you see. Yeah.
But before then, all these things are mere gambles.
Yeah, according to me. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay, Miss Alina, anything you'd want to tell our people that you've not told them so far?
Okay, what I would like to tell our people, especially the young ladies, before I come to that, I wanted to tell you that when I went outside there, according to my own point of view, I found that so many female are outside there struggling to make ends meet. Yeah, in comparison to the number of men. Yeah, you find that ladies are really struggling because in Africa, you just know life in Africa. You find maybe somebody gave birth at an early age. Maybe the family is not stable to take her maybe to the next level. Now she's really struggling to go and maybe make ends meet. Ameacha watoto. Yeah, so what I would just like to tell anybody who will wish to go to any country, maybe not even in Bangkok alone, just as I said, if you have that opportunity, please go. Yeah.
They go.
Let go. Yeah.
And just...
There are so many work outside there. Maybe you can even make you can even become an hairdresser. And you get your money, you get a lot of money, because we have also that challenge of who will make my hair. So sometimes you are very shaggy. Your hair is not like, you have to struggle to get somebody to make your hair. And then maybe to meet this person is not easy. You have to pay for her transport to come to where you are, or you have to use a lot of transport to go to her station where she is to make your hair. And then you find even when you go to her station maybe to make your hair, you will even spend in her house because it is far. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for trusting us with your story and sharing it on digital media for the very first time. We do appreciate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our conversation with Miss Alina B. You now have some gist of what it is like to work in Bangkok. Do you want to go there? Maybe now the task is on your hand to decide. Thank you so much to my camera person, super producer Namisi Mswahili, who is behind the camera, ensuring that you are getting this interview as you should. And to you who has been supporting our videos, you are subscribed, thank you so much. Wewe mwenye uja subscribe unangoja nini? Kindly consider subscribing. Until next time, bye bye.
Midea TV, spilling the tea, setting the trends.